This story is about merchants from Marwar who owns a business conglomerate that has businesses in different sectors. The business conglomerate is called the Agarwal Group of Industries. It was the largest group in Marwar. The Agarwals had over the last 200 years built up multiple businesses and sustained and expanded operations. At this point in time, the group had presence across multiple locations in India and abroad. These merchants were very famous for their business acumen, not only in the country but also internationally. The group, like any entrepreneurial enterprise, had made mistakes in its journey. However, they had the uncanny ability of learning from the mistakes and driving forward with revised business strategies. In a way, they had mastered the art of business. Mudita Agarwal, she is the daughter of current MD of the group, a very enterprising girl, full of energy, inheriting the business acumen of the group and raring to take over the reins from her father as soon as possible. While she was the blue blood category and was a natural successor of the group, there was this tradition in the group that the successor would have to prove his or her mettle before he or she is inducted into the business as a head. There was a sacred book in the family, which was authored by the heads of the groups at various times. The heads had to compulsorily update the book of the major business decisions they took during their tenure around the businesses they headed and how they went about implementing them at a high level. The book also had to, at the end, compile a list of questions which the prospective next head had to clear before joining the group. As per the group norms, Mudita has to compulsory read that book and answer the mysterious questions after end of every module of the book. The successful completion of the book is the prerequisite for Mudita before becoming MD of the Agarwal Group of Industries. Mudita respected the discipline and ethos that the family forefathers had inculcated for the businesses, and she felt she had the flair and confidence to take up the big responsibility. She was even looking forward to becoming the first girl to head the businesses so far. All the previous heads were men. It was time of Christmas, a season of holidays around the globe. Mudita thought of finishing all the modules in the sacred book one by one in these holidays, so as to prove her worth to the forefathers and then take over. As the book was written by her forefathers, they used to come and explain her the concepts that they have written themselves. Here we go. Mudita opened the book and found following modules. Mudita, being very respectful, she moved over to the pages of the first module, Production and Cost. The moment she opened that module, she was welcomed by her forefather, that is, "Welcome, my child. I am happy to know that you are the first woman in the race, for who will be handling our businesses from now onwards. Best of luck to you. I am here to tell you what I have learned from my business practices."
Important question for you before we even start the discussion.
Good. Questions. Even before I started, may I know what your question is?
The concepts that you have learned are age-old. Are these concepts relevant for today's business environment?
Well, in one word, the answer is yes. Businesses will remain businesses, that is, producing valuable goods and services for customers on a sustainable basis and adding wealth to shareholders. What could possibly change is how it is done. But the practices are age-old golden practices and therefore there to stay.
Okay, let's start the discussion. I am very excited to know about our businesses.
Let me first find a place where I can list down all the concepts which I'm going to explain to you. Yeah, chalkboard. Is it still in use? This is a very good tool to present your ideas. So, let's start with learning objectives of this module. The input-output relationship or production function. Fixed and variable inputs. Production in the short run. Total, marginal and average products. Production in the long run. The marginal rate of technical substitution. Returns to scale. Cost in short run. Graphing the variable, fixed and total cost curves. Link between marginal cost and marginal product. Average costs. An intuitive link between all the graphs.